Okay, here's the next story. This is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut? For telling my mother-in-law she needs to respect my boundaries. I, 30 female, have a really good relationship with my mother-in-law, 57 female. She has welcomed me into her family and is always there whenever I need her, and up until recently considered her a friend. My husband travels a lot for work and mother-in-law often comes around to make sure I'm not lonely. While I appreciate the good intentions, sometimes she comes over unannounced at really inconvenient times, such as when I'm in the shower or having dinner, or once even when I have been working without asking me first. I've not said anything up to this point, but has been overbearing and stressful at times. Recently, my mother was admitted to the hospital and was in for a few days when she passed away in the hospital of a heart attack, which was very sudden and unexpected as she had no other health conditions. Damn. My mother-in-law would often come to the hospital unannounced to show her support, despite my family not wanting visitors. That said, we were grateful someone was there if we needed anything. My husband was out of the country for work at the time my mother died and unable to support me, so I asked my mother-in-law to look after our dog while I moved back in to support my grieving father. 2 days after my mother passed, I went back home to collect a few things that I needed, only to find my mother-in-law had been there and interfered with my entire house. As we discussed, she had taken our dog, but she had also rearranged my kitchen and living room, taken away my laundry to do at her home, and even went up to mine and my partner's room and rearranged our bed. She moved a lot of things around, some I still can't find, like jewelry, and changed all the bedding. I felt angry she had done this without asking my permission, as I felt violated. She had been through my personal belongings, but the thing that upset me the most was that she took away every picture I had of my mother. What the Why? Why? Did she think she was helping? Did she think she was helping? I don't understand. Ugh. When I confronted her in tears, I begged her to return the pictures, and she said she was just trying to help. I said I could let the other things slide, but to return the pictures of my mother. She refused, as she said I needed to heal and forget about her for a while to move on, which upset me more. That is not okay. This is like somebody telling you, yeah, just shove those feelings deep, deep down and everything will be fine. Because clearly that works out well. Yeah, she refused. Cool. I told her she needed to respect my boundaries and wishes and bring everything back. And I told her from now on not to do anything without asking me first. She got upset and called my husband a broad, who told me I was an asshole for making his mom feel as if she had done something wrong. She did do something wrong, hubby. I feel really upset that mother-in-law did things without me asking her to, and while I am grieving. I don't believe I am in the wrong here. Am I the astronaut? Hell no, you're not. There are a couple of potential reasons that she could be doing this kind of stuff, right? Like, until she refused to give your mother's pictures back, I was like, she has an idle hands issue and is like way too in her head and overthinking everything and trying to be helpful, but that's why she's got an idle hands issue. And she thinks her just showing up and doing this shit is actually being helpful. But when she refused to return the pictures of your mother, that's like, it's a very clear violation. It's a clear violation. Rearranging all your shit, that feels like a control issue to me. Like how she thought she was being helpful in that, I do not understand. Unless it's an idle hands thing and she just convinced herself that that's the case. But refusing to return your mother's pictures because you need to heal and forget about her for a while is horseshit. She doesn't get to make that decision for you. She doesn't get to decide how your furniture is going to be arranged. She does not get to decide to change everything about your house. Hubby taking her side is a big problem. Now, obviously, who's his source? His source is his mother because she called him up and bitched about everything and cried to him. So I would try to set the story straight first and be like, okay, well, yeah, you got your mom's version. Are you interested in hearing mine? Or are we just going to go off of her version of everything here? If he didn't ask for your version and just berated you for how you wronged his mother, he gets this. OP is NTA. We already discussed that. Where would we put mother-in-law here? I'm going to talk about, we do have to talk about hubby as well here. We know he's a brozo, but he's something else too. I mean, mother-in-law here, I think we teetered into malicious intent and not an idle hands thing. I don't believe she thinks she's being helpful. This is a control issue and why she thinks she can just take control over everything in your life and just change whatever the she wants without talking to you. Yeah, she needs to respect your boundaries. It was a huge overstep. And then to not be like, I was just trying to help. Of course, I'll return the pictures, but no, I will not return them. Hello. Hello? Straight to ask on one for that. Straight to ask on one for that. Okay, what about hubby here for choosing his mom? Obviously, she had called and whined and cried to him, so that's the only story he's got in his head. But let's see what he did here. She got upset and called my husband abroad, who told me I was an asshole for making his mom feel as if she had done something wrong, but she did something wrong. So for him saying that OP was an asshole for making his mom feel like she had done something wrong, where would you put him? Where would you put him? Hubby can go live with mummy. Candy Thunder and Tony Sparker over here holding up the one in solidarity here. They are. They're both living there. He, without even attempting to understand what had actually happened, it's his mom, so he probably has a better idea than anyone what she's actually doing and how many boundaries she's crossing here. He knows that this goes beyond trying to be helpful. She rearranged the entire house and refused to give the pictures of her recently passed mother back. How can hubby look at this and be like, yeah, seems totally fine? Why are you making her feel like she did something wrong? All she did was rearrange the entire house without talking to you, change all the bedding, and remove all the pictures of your mother who just passed from the house and refused to give them back. Why would you make her feel like she's doing something wrong? Dumbass. It's not the done thing, mate. It's not the done thing. They're both there on AskCon 1 and their own little overstepping planet that's completely rearranged with new bedding and no pictures of anyone who's passed, because it's best to just forget them. That's the healthy thing to do. Good gravy.